Today I am going to start the chapter number 10, that is what? Gravitation. Okay. To start this chapter, first of all you have to know what is gravitation or what is gravity, right? So the gravitation or the gravity is nothing but a particular kind of attractive force. All of you are familiar with this kind of incidents, that whenever you throw a ball upside, then what happens? After reaching a particular height, the balls come down to the ground, to this earth again, right? Suppose you are throwing a ball upside, then what will happen? After reaching a particular height, it again come back to the ground. Am I right? And why the ball comes down to the ground again? This is because the earth attract the ball towards its surface with a particular attractive force. Am I right? This is not only in case of ball, it is applicable to all kind of objects. The earth has a tendency to attract all the objects towards its surface. Is it okay? Or what we can say, the earth attract all the object towards its surface with a particular kind of force, that is called what? Force of gravitation or gravity. Very simple. Alright, so that is why I am writing here, the earth attract or pulls all object towards its center or towards its surface. For the time being, let us consider towards its surface. The force with which earth pulls object towards it is called what? Gravitational force of the earth or gravity. Alright, and this is the gravity because of which what we can say, we can stay on the surface of the earth. Alright, if the earth is not having gravitational force, then what will happen? We could not stay on the surface of the earth. Is it okay? We will float somewhere in the space. Is it okay? Understood? So gravity is the force, gravity is the attractive force by which the earth attract all the object towards its surface. Is it okay? That is the first point. Now it is not necessary that only earth attract all the object towards its surface, right? That means the concept of gravity is not only applicable to earth, right? It is applicable to whole the universe. Is it okay? And you know the universe is very big. Is it okay? And in this universe we have stars, we have planets, we have galaxies, that you know. Is it okay? So the concept of gravity is applicable to whole the universe. Is it okay? And from a bigger point of view, how you can explain the gravity? Every massive object in the earth, in this universe, attract any other massive object with a particular kind of force, that is called gravity. Is it okay? For example, the sun is having mass, yes or no? The sun is attracting the earth is attracting the moon, right? Again the earth is continuously getting attracted by the Jupiter is attracted by the sun, right? All these planets and these stars are having mass. Is it okay? So all massive object in this universe attract another massive object with a particular kind of attractive force, that is called what? Gravity. Is it okay? And you don't think that it is only applicable to planets and stars, right? It is applicable to smaller object also, right? Suppose this is a pen, this is another pen. This pen is having a particular mass, this pen is having a particular mass. Since these two objects are massive, they are having mass, this pen is attracting this pen towards its body with a particular kind of attractive force, and this pen is attracting this one towards its body with a particular kind of attractive force. Is it okay? and that particular kind of attractive force is what? Nothing but gravitational force, right? Are you getting my point? So any massive object in this universe attract any other massive object with a particular kind of attractive force, that is called what? Gravity. Is it okay? And it is according to, that is why I am writing here, according to Newton. Who is Newton? That all of you know, right? Because you know the incident, that how Newton discovered gravity, yes or no? Right? According to Newton, every object in the universe attract every other object with a force called the gravitational force or gravity, right? This is an object of mass m1, this is another object of mass m2, right? This object is attracting this one towards its body with a particular kind of attractive force. Similarly, this object is attracting this one towards its body with a particular kind of attractive force. And what is that attractive force? That is nothing but the gravity. Very basic concept that all of you know, I think, right? Now let us come to the third point, that is what? Universal law of gravity. What is universal law of gravity? So let us read the statement first of all. According to this law, every object in this universe attract every other object with a force which is directly proportional to this product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. That is the statement. Now suppose we have two objects, right? This is the first object, object A of having mass m1. This is second object B of mass m2. And what is the distance between the two objects? The distance between the two objects is r, right? Now this object A will attract the object B towards it with a particular kind of attractive force or with gravity, or similarly the object B will attract A towards it with a, what we can say, with a particular force, that is gravity. Okay. And most interestingly, what we can say, the force with which this object attract this one towards its body, or the force with which this object attracts this one towards its body, is equal. Okay. Now according to this statement, what we can say, the force, suppose let us consider this attractive force of this object. According to this statement, the force with which this object will attract the second one towards its body, right, is always directly proportional to product of the two masses, right? What does it mean? It means if any of the two masses will increase, if any of the magnitude of the two masses will increase, is it okay? Then what will happen? The force of attraction between the two objects will go on increasing. Is it okay? Suppose initially this object is having mass 5 kg, this object is having mass 2 kg. Then there is a particular amount of attractive force between the two objects. Is it okay? In the second case, if the mass of the object will become 20 kg and here it will become 10 kg. So what is happening in this case? In the second case, the mass of the two objects will increasing and the distance between them is remaining same. So in this case, what will happen? Whenever their mass will increase from 5 kg to 20 kg, from 2 kg to 10 kg, the attractive force between them will go on increasing. Is it okay? So attractive force, the gravitational attractive force, is proportional to product of the two masses. And again, what is the second statement? The attractive force between the two objects is inversely proportional to square of the distance between them. Okay. What does it mean? Inversely proportional means if the distance between the two objects will go on increasing, then their attractive force on each other will go on decreasing. For example, if suppose let us consider initially the two objects are at a distance of 5 km. Okay, let us consider 5 meter. In that case, the magnitude of the attractive force between the two objects is found to be 10 Newton. But if somehow the distance between the two objects will increase from 5 meter to 20 meter, so what will happen in that case? Then in that case, the magnitude of the attractive force between the two objects will decrease. Whenever the distance is 5 meters, the attractive force was suppose 20 Newton, and whenever the distance will become 20 meters, then the attractive force will become what? Obviously less than 20 Newton. Suppose it is 5 Newton. Is it okay? Understood? Now we know whenever we replace this proportionality sign by an equal sign, we have to put a constant. That is a basic concept that you got, right? Whenever we replace proportionality sign by an equal sign, we have to put a constant. Is it okay? And that is why we are writing a constant here. What is this constant? This constant is called universal gravitational constant. It's a universal gravitational constant. That means what do you mean by universal gravitational constant? It means its value will remain same if you go to any place, any part of the universe. If you go to different galaxy, if you go to different planets, the value of capital Z will not change. Is it okay? And that is why what we can write, F is equal to capital Z m1 m2 by r square. Is it okay? Now let us come to the next page. Now here you have a numerical. What is the numerical? What will happen to the value of f if the distance is double and the distance is halved? Okay, suppose we have two objects. This is the object A and this one is the object B. Okay, and here the mass is m1, here the mass is m2, right? And suppose the distance between the two objects is r. In that case, what is the expression of gravitational force of attraction between these two objects? F is equal to Z m1 m2 by r square. Is it okay? That we have just discussed. Now what will happen if this distance, initially the distance is r, now if somehow we will keep the distance, we will increase the distance from r to twice r. That is the equation. The distance r is double. In that case, what will happen to the gravitational force? Is it okay? So obviously from the basic concept we know that the gravitational force is inversely proportional to distance. So if the distance will increase, the force of attraction will obviously decrease, yes or no? But we have to say how many times the force of attraction will decrease in that case. So let us solve the question number A. Alright, so suppose when, let us write, when the distance is r, when the distance is r, f is how much? Z m1 m2 by r square, right? Then when the distance will be twice r, right? Because the distance is double. When the distance will be twice r, then what will be the force in that case? F dash. Let us consider whenever distance will become twice, the new force will be F dash. Is it okay? What will be F dash in that case? Z m1 m2. Now r will become twice r, is twice r whole square. It is what? Z m1 m2 by 4 r square, right? That is 1 by 4 of Z m1 m2 by r square. That is 1 by 4 of f, because this part is f. Is it okay? So whenever the distance is double, the new force will reduce by 1 by 4 of the original value. Is it okay? So understood this one? Suppose the initial force F is equal to 20 Newton. Now whenever the distance is double, what will be the new force? If the initial force is 20 Newton, suppose the initial force is, let me write here, if the initial force is 20 Newton, right? Whenever this is m1, this is m2, this is A, this is B, whenever the distance is r, in that case force is equal to 20 Newton. But if the distance is double, distance become twice r, then what we see, F dash will become O1 by 4 of F. So what will be the new force? This O1 by 4 of 20 Newton, right? It will be 5 Newton. Understood? Okay. Similarly, if the distance is halved, initial force is F is equal to G m1 m2 by r square. Here the distance is r. Now if distance is reduced to half, obviously in that case force will increase, yes or no? So let me see what will be the, how much the new force will increase. F dash is equal to m1 m2 by r by 2, because the distance is half, yes or no? So it is G m1 m2 r square. 1 by 2 whole square is 4, right? This 4 will stay here. Again this 4 will come upside. It is 4 G m1 m2 by r square. It is 4 of F. The force will become, new force will become 4 times of the original force. Is it okay? Again the same question. If the distance is reduced to half, distance is, this is A, this is B. If the distance is reduced to half, so what will be the new force? It is F into 4. So it is 4 into 20 is equal to 80 Newton. Understood? Is it okay? If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay? Now, what is the unit of gravitational constant G? We got the concept of capital G, that is the gravitational constant. Now what will be each unit? Let us see. Okay, we know F is equal to G m1 m2 by r square, right? So what will be G? G is equal to F r square by m1 into m2, right? Now what is the unit of force? That we know Newton, and this r square means meter square. M1 into m2, m1 is kg, m2 is kg. So the unit is Newton meter square divided by kg square, or Newton meter square per kg square. This is the unit of capital G. Okay. Now what is the actual? This is a constant, no? So it must have a constant value. Now what is the value of capital G? It is 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11, right? Are you getting my point? It is 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11. This is the value of capital G. And what is the unit? Newton meter square per kg square. Okay. Now let us solve for numerical. What is the numerical? Calculate the force of gravitation due to the earth on a ball of 1 kg mass lying on its surface. Alright. And given mass of the earth is 6 into 10 to the power 24 kg. Radius of the earth is 6.4 into 10 to the power 3 km. Write down the numerical. Okay. Now let us solve it first of all. Suppose this is the earth, right? The radius of the earth is r. This is earth, and mass of the earth is m, and the object is lying where? On the surface of the earth. Here the mass is how much? 1 kg. Okay, and mass of the earth is given again. It is 6 into 10 to the power 24 kg, and radius of the earth is how much? 6.4 into 10 to the power 3 km. Okay, the object is on the surface of the earth, and you have to first whenever the object is on the surface of the earth, obviously the earth is attracting the object, yes or no? And you have to find the force with which the object is getting attracted by the earth. So you always remember, whenever you do this kind of numerical, you have to measure the distance of the object from the earth, if you have to measure the distance of the object from the earth, then you have to measure the distance from the center of the earth. Suppose this is the earth, this is the earth, and here we have an object M, right? And you have to find the force on this object due to earth. You have to find the force on the gravitational force on the object due to the earth. Then how you will measure the distance? You will not measure the distance of the object from the earth from here, right? You will have to measure the distance of the object from the earth, that is from the center. Okay, that will be the distance of the object. Okay. Similarly, this is a planet, this is another planet, this is Mars, this is Jupiter, right? You have to find the force of attraction between them. How will measure the distance? You always measure the distance between the two planets from the center. Is it okay? Now in this question, everything is given. Mass of the earth is given, mass of the object is given, distance of the radius of the earth is given, and radius of the earth will be the distance of the object from the earth, right? And you have to find the force on the object at the earth. So we know the basic formula that F is equal to gmm by r square. Here it will be me, mass of the earth, yes or no? Okay. So g will be 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. Mass of the earth is 6.24 kg, and mass of the object is 1 kg, right? Now what is the radius? Here I am not writing the distance or the radius, not as 6.4 into 10 to the power 3 kilometer, right? Because it is r square. I am writing how? 6.4 into 10 to the power 6. In place of 6.4 into 10 to the power 3, I am writing it as 6.4 into 10 to the power 6. Why? This is because mass is given in kg. The unit of capital G is also in given, in Newton meter square per kg square. So this is an SI unit. This is also an SI unit, and that is why we have to convert the distance. We have to convert the distance, that is 6.4 into 10 to the power 3 kilometer into meter, because meter is the SI unit of distance. How will convert? We know that 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter or 10 to the power 3 meter. Hence 6.4 into 10 to the power 3 kilometer will be 6.4 into 10 to the power 3 into 10 to the power 3 meter. It will be how much? 6.4 into 10 to the power 6 meter. Is it okay? Understood? And that is why I am writing here it is 6.4 into 10 to the power 6, okay, meter square. Okay. Now this 6.67 into 10 to the power into 6.67 into 6, the power part I am writing separately. So it is 6.67 into 6 divided by 6.4 whole square, na? So it is 6.4 into 6.4. Is it okay? And here it is 10 to the power minus 11 plus, here we have 10 to the power 24 plus 24. Here 10 to the power 6 whole square is what? 12. Is it okay? So it is 6.67 into 6, 10 to the power minus 11 plus 24. How much? 24 minus 11 is 13. So plus 24 minus 11, sorry, could not see it right. So plus 24 minus 11 will give you plus 13. So it is 10 to the power plus 13 divided by 10 to the power 12. So 6.67 into 6 is 40.02 into 10 to the power 13, and 6.4 into 6.4 is 40.96, right? And this 10 to the power 12, whenever it will go up, it will become 10 to the power minus 12. Okay. So 14.02 into 10, because 10 to the power plus 13 minus 12 is only 10, plus 13 minus 12 is only 10, or 10 to the power 1, whatever it is, divided by 40.96. So 10 into 40.02 will equal to 40.20 divided by 40.96. Whenever you will do the calculation, how much you will get? It is 9.77 approx, right? 9.77 Newton, or approx 9.8 Newton. Okay. How we get the unit Newton? Let us come to this part. Newton meter square per kg square is the unit of G. Is it okay? kg into kg, kg into kg is kg square. Am I right? Here 6.4 into 10 to the power 6 meter square. So this meter square will come down. Okay. So kg to the power minus 2 into kg to the power 2 will nullify. This meter square will nullify. What will left? Only Newton will be left. So this is the answer. Okay, it is, I am writing here. This is the answer. 9.9 Newton. Okay. Let us go to the next part. One more numeric. I think it is given in your textbook. The mass of the earth is 6 into 10 to the power. Read the question. The mass of the earth is 6 into 10 to the power 24 kg and that of the moon is 7.4 into 10 to the power 22 kg. If the distance between the earth and the moon is 3.84 into 10 to the power 5 km, calculate the force exerted by the earth on the moon. Okay, this is earth, this is moon. Okay, moon is a little bit smaller, much more smaller, but I am just showing in this with this size. And what is the mass of the earth? 6.4 into 6 into 10 to the power 24 kg. What is the mass of the moon? 7.4 into 10 to the power 22 kg. What is the distance between them? Distance between them is from the center to center. R is equal to 3.84 into 10 to the power 5 km. Okay. What you will have to find? You have to find the gravitational force exerted by the earth on the moon. Okay, so we know F is equal to, in this case, Z, mass of the earth into mass of the moon divided by distance between them. Capital R square or small r square, whatever you want to write. Where mass of earth is how much? 6 into 10 to the power 24 kg. Mass of moon is 7.4 into 10 to the power 22 kg. R is again the same problem we are having, 8.84 into 10 to the power 5 km, that is 3.84 into 10 to the power 5 into 10 to the power 3. 1 km is equal to 10 to the power 3 meter. Remember, okay, meter. So it will be 3.84 into 10 to the power 8 meter. Okay, and Z is equal to 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. Okay, now what will be the F in that case? Just put the value 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 into 6 into 10 to the power 24 into 7.4 into 10 to the power 22 divided by 3.84 into 10 to the power 8, right, meter whole square. Alright, here I am writing the unit at the same time. What's the unit of 6.67? What is the unit of Z? Newton meter square per kg square, right, per kg square. And this kg will give you kg square. So it is 6.67 into 6 into 7.4 divided by 3.84 into 3.84 into 10 to the power minus 11 plus 24 plus 22 divided by 10 to the power 8 whole square is 10 to the power 16. So Newton meter square per kg square per kg, kgs per kg square into kg square divided by meter square. Meter whole square is meter square. So it will be 6.67 into 6 into 7.4 divided by 3.84 into 3.84 into 10 to the power minus 11, 24 plus 22, because both are plus, is 46, and whenever the 16 will go upside, it will become minus 16, and here it is Newton, right? And it is here it is minus 11 minus 16, how much you will get?